customers.
Try the newest, cheapest, and fastest delivery na express service. Introducing Moto Express PH. You can now leave your shopping and delivery needs with us without much exposure and interaction to people outside. Mapa-grocery items, medicines, foods, and other essentials and halal-certified products, kami na ang mamimili at maghahatid sa'yo. Sinisigurado na ligtas, in good and quality condition ang mga pabili o orders sa delivery service na iyong i-avail. Para sa maayos at mabilis na delivery at order mo, ipamoto mo na. Download Moto Express PH app through Google Play that is built to deliver beyond your expectation. Tara na dito sa Moto Express. Dahil moto mo to.
Sarah Heronimo. Nina. Roy Volante. Rachel Ann Gold, Eric Santos, King, the Four Kings of Miss Saigon. These stars are just some of the singing sensations who launched their dreams in the country's first and only largest training school in pop singing, Center for Pop Music Philippines.
I realize that students enroll not necessarily to improve their voices, but they want recognition. They want to become stars.
The Center for Pop Music Philippines, revolutionizing pop singing and stage performance training. Center for Pop Music Philippines.
Hello! I got a woman, mean as she can be. Oh, teka. Dakaon na pala tayo. Medyo nadala ko Nadala ko dun sa ating intro. Beno. Welcome po tayong lahat dito sa ating lingguang palatuntunan. Señor Entreprenor. Nakabagi po rin sa iyong papawid tuwing 5 to 6 ng linggo. Dito po na sa ating Global Pinas TV. Back to back with Bounce Back. Okay? Bounce Back Network. And, napakaganda ng intro, no? Kaya sinadya kong kantahin si Elvis. Kasi yun yung kanta ng panahon namin Tinitingnan ko kung pwede pa. At maganda yung ating thematic approach na yan because anything that we discuss now has something to do with music. Kaya nakita nyo, music is life. Ngayon, hindi ko na gano'n makakahabain pa. Ipapasok na natin ang tinatawag nating The Great Mom and Son Tandem. Ito po ang nasa pamunuan ang chairman and then president and CEO ng Center for Pop Music Philippines. Okay. Yeah. Uy, hello muna.
Hello everyone.
Yes. Magandang gabi, Gwen. Ang sabi ko, ikaw at saka yung anak mo, hindi ko sinabing isama mo yung isang foreigner na parang for Iraq. Sino ba kasama mo? Yung nakita ko, wala namang ganyan
New normal,
okay.
new look.
New normal and new look. Okay. Siya po ang ating pinagmamalaking mga panuhin ngayon. Kaya yung ating primer na thematic approach, kita nyo naman, yung napakasikat. Na kahit na masasabi nating meron tayong COVID, operational pa rin sila. The figurehead behind Center for Pop Music. So everything that we're gonna talk about now is all about their organization and how are they faring up now considering the present situation and the likes. Okay? Bueno, simulan na natin ang pagpapakilala. Simulan natin kay Maring Gwen. Tatawagin ko ng Maring Gwen niya kasi talagang pumarik yung buo yan. Go ahead, Gwen.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you for having us. Meron kaming PowerPoint na presentation. So, isama na namin dito yung presentation. We'll start off with BG's introduction, which you requested para the audience can have a background of who we are and how we started as an entrepreneur.
Correct. And then after that, hihimay-himayin na natin, ha?
Okay, sige.
Yes, please. All right, so good afternoon, everybody. So we're from Center for Pop, and of course, our main tagline is "Bring out the star in you." But let's start off with who we are. I am BG Albarracin. I am the president and CEO of Center for Pop Music Philippines, and actually, I only started becoming the president and CEO around when the whole lockdown started, because everything was so new to us. Actually, we're not even allowed to operate like normally right now. Like all of our branches are still closed. However, we were able to adapt.
Yeah, yung DTI,
Yeah, exactly.
Department of Trade and Industry, we're classified as category 4. So, voice lessons, tutorial, singing cannot open yet. Okay,
however,
go ahead, BG.
We're able to, like, for lack of a better term, stay afloat, survive because of being online. But more on that later. So, of course, I'm the president CEO. Just for more information, I'm from DLSU, Animal, and also I've done some events training. I'll also tackle more of that later. And just to put it in there, I'm also a 2-time gold medalist in the UAAP for judo. Just so here's the
Okay.
All right. So next up we have Miss Gwen.
Okay, I think I cannot read this. Pareho tayong senyor. I'm Gwen Albarracin, and ever since I started my interest in entrepreneurship, I think it's because when I was in high school, I was studying ballet. And I put up my own ballet school. Kaya yan, yung picture na yan, I was the star dancer there in Pinsco. I was the toy maker in our so that's how I got interested into dancing, into the art. And then eventually I put up my own school. And then I married someone who was also very interested in music because their whole family, the Albarracins, yung former Undersecretary of Education, his youngest son was my husband. And I'm saying was because my husband passed away in 2010. So we got married. He was also into the art, and he put up this brainchild of the Center for Pop Music Philippines during a time when most of the singing lessons were classical. So he was the one who put that up. And then basically yun yung aking credentials kasi you asked us to include our credentials. So I was double magna cum laude in Saint Scholastica in psychology and marketing, and I had postgraduate studies also in Boston College, also in marketing. Okay, next slide. And this one I already said it, no? I have 35 years in marketing. I worked in San Miguel and Magnolia Division, and also in Unilever. And then I am also the past president of the Asia Marketing Federation. And Asia, we have 17 countries already that are in the federation. I'm also past president of the Philippine Marketing Association. And this, by the way, this picture, that's my husband when we went on a trip to to Malaysia, and my eldest daughter, that's Butch on the left side, and on my right is my daughter Gwen and her husband Mike Wilweko, and they're in Guam right now, and that's BG standing up on the right side.
15 years ago.
How many years? Oh, 15 years ago. Oo. That's all. And then after that, maraming pounds na ako ngayon. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. And then I became an awardee of Go Negosyo Filipinapreneurs Star Awards in 2014. And right now, I am also a director and vice chair of the Philippine Council for Associations and Association Executives. And I'm also a director and SecGen of the Marketing Institute of the Philippines. And of course, director and chairman of the Center for Pop Music Philippines. So basically, that's who I am. And I will turn you over to BG, who will give you a history of the center.
All right. So just as a video said earlier, right? Center for Pop is the first training school in the Philippines, and our main focus, of course, is for voice and stage performance. But what we actually strive for is that we try to bring out the confidence in all of our students. Kasi most of our students naman are usually grade school, high school. Nakakakuha kami ng madaming comments and testimonies from the parents saying how their kids really change for the better. Like they're able to stand out more, recite more, volunteer more during classes. And the cool thing about it is it's not just kids. Sometimes we even get I believe our oldest is around 76 years old. Like just for the passion he wanted to learn something new. So like he went to our Binondo branch before, and then like he took a few of our classes, and then he really improved out of nowhere. He was really shocked, and we were really shocked as well from how much he improved at his age already. So hold on. So yeah,
Minsan nga merong mga students, yung parents lalapit, no, sa amin. And then sasabihin niya, "Naku, gusto ko mag-testimonial sa inyo kasi you really brought out the confidence of my daughter," gano'n. So,
Yes.
kaya parang nakakatuwa din ba the fulfillment of being able to help, and yung before they were very shy, tapos ngayon they volunteer pa in school, no?
Well, basically, I think one of the best thing that you're doing is you are trying to elevate musicality, no, among us Filipinos. Because by nature,
Correct.
tayo mga Pinoy, kung
that's
titingnan
true.
mo, not
That's
only
true.
locally, but globally, di ba? Alam mo, this
Correct,
10 months na that we have this pandemic, it gave me more than enough time to learn more. Ano ba itong Zoom? Ano ba itong StreamYard? Ano ba itong so many things, no? Because we
Oo.
really needed that, especially that katulad mo, Ben, ano? I still am active with our DTI Go Negosyo team, and I'm very
Oo.
thankful for that because I've been into a lot of places when being deployed by DTI. And I believe na para bang pag tinitingnan kita, I can also see myself in you because we have so many commonalities, and this was punctuated when you became my kumare, no? When my daughter was married. Remember, there were four of you
Yeah. Oo.
from Philippine Marketing Association, and the best commonality there was after me, 1 or 2 terms after, you became our president because I was president 2008, and then you were president 2009 ba yun or 2010? Ano year ka nag-president?
12 ata. 12.
12 ba?
2012
Okay.
ata. Oo.
And I believe that among all the past presidents, you overcame our performances because you became a director also of the Asia Marketing Federation. Yun, hindi ko nagawa yun. Ang nagawa ko lang noon during my term was together with the help of our presidents, no, sa AMF noon. 6 lang kami noon eh. Ngayon pala, 17 na, di ba? Ang member ng AMF. Remember when we held the very successful World Marketing Conference way back 2008? at the
Mm-mm.
Mall of Asia. You remember that?
I was your the world marketing. I was your vice president then.
Of course. And I was lucky to have you
Ikaw
for
yung
my VP.
president namin eh. Oo,
Oo.
'di ba?
And,
Oo.
maganda yung tandem natin because we brought joy and laughter and music and everything to our association.
Mm.
Kasi sabi ko
Oo,
nga,
at saka
I was saying
masaya
na
'yun
if,
kasi you brought
if
the whole board around. Remember our board meetings were in different places of
yes,
in the Philippines. We went to
and
different places.
those
Sponsored
are
pa.
all sponsored. Those are all
Yeah.
sponsored.
Yeah.
So
Oo.
so basically, we are on the same plateau. You make people happy whenever they sing. Sino ba naman ang sino ba naman ang malulungkot when they sing? I will of course not unless they sing a sad song. But basically, anyone who don't appreciate music is what do you call that? A
Something
dead
else.
rat. At a while ago, I was telling them, giving my friends, na hey, CPM is not CPM, no? But when you talk about the likes of Sara Geronimo, Noy Volante, Rachel Ango, Eric Santos, yung nandun sa trailer nyo. And also, I
Oo.
think Charis Pempenko yata, no? Charis Baga,
Charis,
sa inyo rin
Charis.
galing.
Oo.
Yes, I can still remember Charis. He was only about 7 or 8 years old when he performed, no, in our office at Coco Plants. Sabi ko, ba, maganda kinabukasan. Ito So it's that
Oo.
simple. Take
Magaling.
away music from our life and we're all dead balls. Di ba? That's what keeps us
Correct.
on going. So it's more than what people have heard a few minutes ago. It's more than what they see. As far as, let's say, your 36 years of performance is concerned, because you gave birth to CPPM way back 1984. Tama ba?
Yes.
And I'm
Tama,
so
tama.
sorry
Tama.
that our brother, our best friend, your better half, maagang kinuha ni Lord. Maybe he has his purpose for that. But I believe that you
Right.
have a very good combination. And ano resulta naman yan? A handsome and a pretty bro, di ba? Si Gwyneth. And ano nga ibig sabihin ng BG?
Butch
BG
Garrett.
is
Butch Garrett.
Butch Garrett.
Yeah.
Garrett, Sino ba yung artistang Garrett? Si Steve Garrett ba yun? Yun ba yun? Meron Garrett eh. Okay.
May Leif
So,
Garrett.
so you are indeed a family to be proud of. Okay. So, as I have said, my question is, how, I mean, off mic, when we were talking a while ago, you mentioned to me that there were 20 outlets of, or branches of Center for Pop. 20.
Yeah, before.
Now, comes
before.
COVID. Yeah.
Si
Comes
BG
COVID.
can,
What
can,
happened?
can,
BG.
yeah.
What
yeah.
happened to the 20?
So basically, it was
Because
like,
almost everyone was affected.
Of course. But actually, we had the 20 branches way before COVID, and like, no, it's normal for any business to have ups and downs. And I guess you could say
Yeah.
that one of our, I guess, worst ones was when my dad died. Like, so when my dad died, I guess a lot of the, I guess, mismanagement and mistrust in some employees. Like
Oh.
we weren't able to like make tutok the bad ones, and then we were basically we had to get a grip. Like probably like a year later when we were all like parang okay na, we had to get a grip of things because like we realized on how much uh it was chaos going around that we didn't know
Yeah.
about. So we had to basically start everything again from the top. So it's like we realized that we have to get rid of a few branches just to make sure that we have more control on all things. Since 20 branches is a lot, so when there was when the whole problem started, we wanted to have a control on each one, so we reduced it to 10. And then it's a different story with COVID though. It's like when COVID started, we had to shut down everything.
Now,
So yung
next question is,
for example, yung learning doon, Alex, is that be careful as entrepreneurs to be careful to expand so fast. Because when you expand so fast, you have to just make sure that you have the right people in the right branches who
correct.
is handling, no? Because if, for example, I have noticed that if, for example, you have a very, very good employee and who is managing the branch, talagang tataas yung sales. But kung kunyari,
Correct.
nagmamadali ka kasi nag-resign yung isa, so kailangan palitan. But the one who took over does not really have the proper training yet. So what
Oh,
happens is it can make you lose money because
yes.
the branch is not being handled well, so it's not
I
earning.
I can recall. I'm from Parañaque. I always pass by your place. Okay, when I go
Oo.
to our meditation center around that area, yung Center for
Mm.
Pop Music ninyo sa Sukat. I always
O
pass by that
yung
place, and I think I've been there before.
malapit sa SSS before, yun ba yun?
Oh, sa may Pure Gold. Sa may Pure Gold. Yeah,
Oo, oo.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
That's the
yeah.
one.
Oo, oo.
Uh, and I remembered you gave me two what do you call this? Scholarship
Gift
for about
certificate,
gift certificate,
scholarship.
and I brought there
Ginamit mo ba?
my daughter.
Okay,
Kaya
okay.
nakita ko yun. So
Okay,
anyway,
okay.
a question. Okay, because I am also into franchising before, no, and now. How many of these 20 outlets were franchised?
They were
Of
Ilan ang
all
the
franchise na kayo?
20, kasi ngayon
Out of 20?
nag-close down kami. So, ang
the
we
20
have
before were all company owned, but later on after my dad died, that's when we decided we had to leverage the brand. So that's when we had
Yes.
to start franchising here and there.
yeah, so now we have 6 franchisees and we have
Okay.
3 of our main branches. That
Ah, I
was
see.
before the
Okay.
COVID. Pero ngayon, as BG mentioned earlier, bawal mag-open because it is
Oh,
so what we have is our online training. So our online
okay.
training is basically one-on-one and group. So we have one-on-one and we have group. And most of our online students are actually, we started out 80% came from abroad eh. And then ngayon
Mm,
parang nagba-balance na kasi yung at first because everybody was not sure about online.
okay.
That's why initially we had 80% who came from abroad, mga Abu Dhabi, we have
Mm,
from Singapore, from the US, from other states pa in the US,
okay.
Canada,
Now,
ganun.
if it's a one-on-one thing, if I may ask, how many of those are enrollees from here and abroad? Because I can imagine if there are so many, then you should also be using a number of what you call that,
Coaches,
supervisors or managers to teach
coaches,
them.
coaches, coaches, yeah.
Coaches,
So
yeah, coaches.
actually, correct, correct. So actually, the important thing, especially during the COVID, is we treat our employees as if they're part of the family. So during that time when we were there was a lockdown. So we had to
Yes.
meet our employees and we had to tell them na okay, we have no revenues because face to face kami eh, no? Walang revenues
Mm,
but
just like the rest.
let's do something and we plan it out. But pasensya na ha, yung salary nyo will be delayed, will be ganito, ganito. So parang they're very understanding and they went out of their way just like a family to because they understood the situation to be of help so that kasi yung success of the center is not only our success but it's also the success of the employees and also the success of the students.
Text.
Would you like to add something, BG?
Yeah, I guess a key point there would be it was great that we were able to be very open and transparent to them because like they also had a stake in it. Like most of them were actually employees since I was a little kid there. So it was like some of them were very understanding, and that was a good thing.
Okay.
So now
So
their
right now,
online training is like their
yeah, online training. But
parang business nila. Oo, parang business nila.
but you mentioned a while ago, Gwen, that you still have existing offices outside of out of your main branch.
Ay,
They're operating from that area.
naka-close siya, naka-close. Bawal eh,
Okay.
naka-close. But
Also,
we are checking kasi I checked also with the interagency task force eh. They said that we
Oh,
follow what the Department of Trade and Industry has. So if it's GCQ, um bawal pa ang face to face. Bawal pa ang face to face
right.
ng dance, ng voice,
For voice
gano'n. So
lessons.
that's why we have online. Ang online namin, we have online for voice, we have online for instruments, guitar,
Yeah.
keyboard, drums, and dance. So, yung dance namin, lahat online. So, ngayon, lahat online. Even our stars and events. We have an events, we do events management, we do conferences and conventions. Face-to-face yon dati. But now, it's maybe you can tell them about Music of Hope, that's why how we got into online, That was also
What's
parang
this
God's
music of hope?
blessing ba? Oo.
Oh, how's that? How's that?
All right, because like if you notice the at the very beginning of the video earlier, there was a logo for Music of Hope because ever since the whole lockdown started, na parang we couldn't have any classes, and then of course the news of that a lot of the frontliners didn't get any PPEs or kulang yung PPEs. We wanted a way for us to help out in any way, especially the students of the Center for Pop. We were able to contact them and we were able to discuss like what are the few things we could do, and then they were actually very supportive that they wanted to share their talents to them. So we were able to create a fundraiser for the frontliners. That's what we called Music of Hope. So if
Yeah.
I have the poster here. So the Music of Hope was a 5 week variety show where we had different hosts each week. Our first host was Roxanne Barcelo with special guests of Jimmy Pacquiao who were very supportive as well of trying to help out and gain funds for the PPEs. There you
Ayan.
go.
Kasi ito yung like the student, we were able to raise funds because we had a singing competition. So yung singing competition, you vote by donating. So you vote by
Mm,
donating, and then so it is really because of the students who participated in the singing contest in order to be of help to the frontliners, in order to be able to give. So it's really because of all the students who joined the competition. That's why we were able to help the frontliners. And then with God's
okay.
blessing, alam mo, with God's blessing, because we
Yeah.
were able to help out the frontliners, parang we were also helped because we in turn learned how to do online concerts, learned
Great.
online events.
In a
So
way,
that's
all of
why,
the experience we
yeah,
got managing the whole Music of Hope, we were able to eventually translate into the online trainings we do right now. Then
Well, the
yes,
way
yes.
to the way I look at it, Mare, no, and BG, I think the new normal, which is of course inclusive of this digital and the online marketing, even if the situation gets to be normal, okay, it will still continue to flourish because some might find it more convenient, especially those abroad or living in far-flung areas. For as long as they have Wi-Fi, they can
that's
enroll.
true. True.
But for example, in Metro Manila or nearby cities or provinces, still, who would who wouldn't want to have actual branches, no? Kasi iba pa rin yung medyo madami sila,
Tama, oo.
just like the way
Face
you
to
did it
face.
before. So that is, I think that is the plus factors. Ang sabi nga natin, for every pain, as I always say, there will always be some gain. For every crisis, there will always be some opportunity. So the way I look at it is more of opportunity in the businesses like yours that you can do, because you can now do both online, virtual, and reopen some of your branches soon as things gets back to normal. Would you agree with me,
Correct,
BG, now that you're the president and CEO?
Definitely, definitely.
Correct? Okay.
Yeah.
correct.
So by that time,
And
pagka
then
kailangan mo ng messenger at saka driver, pwede ako ha.
You will
Oo.
get it, coach. You heard your same voice earlier.
At saka since our topic 'di ba is entrepreneurship 'no, parang I learned also
Correct.
parang three things. na the three C's, the three C's na if there's a crisis,
Yes.
parang the first talaga is counteract, meaning yung when somebody hits you in the head, no? So syempre,
Uh-huh.
you have to react right away. It's either yung
Uh-huh.
you run away, you assess the situation. Are you bleeding? No? Somebody hits you in the head. Are you bleeding? You have to try to stop the bleeding, di ba? Kasi may crisis ka,
Ah,
you're bleeding.
if I may,
So,
Maring Gwen.
oo.
Maring Gwen, I will
Sige,
react
sige.
differently. I will react
Oo.
differently.
How will you
I will
react?
call BG and BG will handle the situation.
Oo. Kaya nga tinawag ko si
Joke lang.
BG.
Sige, go ahead.
Siya yung naging CEO namin.
Judo judo medalist.
Oo, judo. So, yun yung counteract mo kasi you'll stop the bleeding and you want to try to protect your your assets. Ipoprotect mo yun
Correct.
kasi may crisis, di ba? The next one is to calibrate mo. Parang what is you have to look for maybe a new business model or you transform yourself considering that there is a new environment and a new situation. So, really, you have to adapt to, yung sabi nga nila, the new normal, adapt to the new normal. And then, I realized also that the third very important thing for entrepreneurs is to start right away after all of this is happening to you. Kasi ang tendency, I realize, is that if you have a crisis and you don't know what to do, your tendency is to do things that are not related to the problem. Parang you psychologically are trying to distract yourself instead of facing the problem head on. So, yun yung big learning na parang if there's the problem is there, face it right away and start and work, ganon. Kasi may tendency nga to to be, what's the word? To be distracted from or to avoid to be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And if you're overwhelmed, iba yung gagawin mo instead of facing the problem I'm sure the other
Reactions and
entrepreneurs
counter-reactions, yes.
Oo.
Because people would react differently on any given situation, whether it's good or bad. So the keyword there is counteract, calibrate, and calibrate, and then
yes, commence.
Oh, yes. By the way, sandali lang. Kanina pa nagko-comment si Jerry Yao, watching from Malolos. Nangungumusta.
Hello, Jerry. Hello, inaanak.
Pero ano yan? Magbo-broadcast siya from Malolos. Sabagay, kahit saan naman po pwede talaga.
Oo, kahit saan.
Once in a while, sa mga place. Kaya nga, there are so many lessons to be learned. For as long as, sabi mo nga, we should be able to counteract, if not counterattack, or to reposition, no? Parang marketing yan repositioning, no?
Yeah.
In accordance with any change or given situation. And I'm really very, very lucky, no, to have you guys, no, with the marketing as our PMA, as our marketing connector, no. And I remember that si Boots, a very close friend of all the whole PMAers and a lot of people, was also given he was an Agora awardee, nakalimutan mo sabihin yun, for one of the 10 outstanding entrepreneurs. And he wrote, and I still have DG, those that were given to me beautifully for free by your dad, yung mga yung mga packet books niya.
Yung mga books.
Like yung mga books na and yes, pinamanak ko yun doon sa ibang mga anak ko na mahilig din kumanta.
Yung yun, talking about singing at saka emceeing and hosting.
Right. So these are, I think more of the positive things, no, than the negative things that transpired. Well, I believe sometimes it's nice to be either small or medium, di ba? Sabi nga, pagka maliit lang nalugi. Pagka malaki nalugi. And I think this is the time for us small, micro and small, maybe some of the medium, and I think the big sufferers here are the large ones. It will be very, very hard for them it will take time before they recover. Because all depends on their financial yardstick.
Many are closing. Na pumupunta nga ako sa sa Ayala Mall and SM gano'n. Maraming mga restaurants that are closing.
That's why my mom actually said before, like, don't waste a good crisis. So parang you're able to take advantage then of like the standstill, that you're able to think more clearly instead of just being
Yes.
like sad and not do anything about it.
And
Oo,
me, my
focus.
advice is just own up. Actually, I can see a bright future for the music industry because us, as Filipinos, we really love music. We love to sing, we love to play instruments, and we love to compete. You see, I had more time than ever in watching America's Got Talent or Britain Got Talent. Okay?
Oo,
And
oo.
the beautiful thing about that is whenever the contestants reply, oh, from where are you? I'm from the Philippines. Yeah. Even before they sing, they are considered already as almost winners because we sent
Oo,
only the best. Correct?
oo,
Kaya
oo.
nga,
That's
your
why
company,
sa yeah, that's why sa world, our goal, kami ni BG, and also with Gwyneth, my daughter, is eventually, di ba, when people say ballet, they think of
yeah.
Russia. When people
Ah,
say singing, they will think of Philippines. Ganon. So that's
but
what we
dito
want
in
to
the
do
Philippines,
through
sometimes the wrong
Center for Pop
conception
Music.
is in order to learn ballet, kailangan at least nasa APK class ka, middle class, etc. But the way I look at it, I've seen through the history of members ng ating CPP ballet that some of them
Oo.
really came from the grassroots level. Correct?
Oo,
Some of
oo.
their
Yan,
prima
yan.
ballerinas.
Oo.
Ayun. So,
Kasi may mga scholarships naman din eh.
yes, through scholarships,
Oo.
Okay.
Yan.
Do we have any other slide aside from this Magic Hope or ito na yun mismo, yung penultimate slide?
We have a couple
Two-
more.
two more.
Just have a little brief history that I want everyone to see because like it's the first time I even saw it. So going back a little rewind was that thinking about how my dad put up Center for Pop. It's very inspiring and very humbling because he actually started from the garage lang. And from there, like he built up classes. Eventually, he converted the whole property of his house into the studios itself. And here's actually one of those photos.
Yeah. Oh.
Yan, garage yan, garage. Yan yung garage.
That's the garage he started at.
The
Oo, that's where we
Lavi-Dovis in
started the
action.
Center for Pop.
And then
Oo.
now, and now like years later, it became a building now that we were able to at least fulfill his passion before.
Oo. And then of
Yes.
course, don't forget, I would like to invite the audience to go to www.centerforpopph.com for our online training.
Yes.
Oo.
So right now, everything, all of your operation are focused on your head office. Is that it?
No. Our operations is for all our other franchise branches also.
Okay.
So if for example,
For the benefit of the televiewers, how many are
Mm.
they and where are they located? Your franchise
Ah,
outlets?
okay, maybe BG you can show the visual of the outlets where they are.
Uh-huh.
Let
Kasi
me
yung right
pull it up.
now while BG is looking for it, yung when we do our online, if for example, yung the one who if you come from Batangas and or you come from Shaw Boulevard and then because the one who promoted to you was the Shaw Boulevard branch, the online training will be given to the franchise of Shaw Boulevard. So, yung online training namin is not only for the head office, but it is for everyone. O si BG Go, yun yung mga ano namin ngayon.
Yeah, here are the branches. Well, the live branches were from Marikina, Makati, in Lipa, Santa Rosa, Laguna, Shaw Boulevard, and even Butuan and Mindanao, and of course our main head office, Cubao before, and Bacoor and Pampanga. But everything is available in the website where all of the classes will be directed to them.
Okay. BG, since you're in charge of operation, at this part of the moment thinking. Well, in the past, of course, even now, most of your enrollees are, I would say, the millennials, no? Actually, ngayon, maraming mga
Actually, I
oldies
think
but goodies na katulad namin, ano, who are looking for something to do. They still,
Yes.
we retain in us, still our musicality talent. So why don't you also target, no, the oldies but goodies, 60 years old and above? And I believe that they're also looking for something to do. And we, including me, we still have our musical talent.
of course,
In fact,
of course.
there are so many
Magaling ka
contestants, no?
kumanta.
Ha?
Magaling
Ano
ka
yun,
kumanta,
Amara?
naalala ko. Magaling ka kumanta. I
Hindi
remember.
naman. Nagkataon lang na during the time of Era Estrada, I was part of the campaign group with who's this? Gia Gomez, the other wife. And every weekend I was there because suddenly from the team we supposed to handle the PR promotion of BP Era na tumakbong presidente, no? Boots, si Boots, yung ano, sino ba yun? Yung babae? Boots din yun eh. Anson Roa. Boots Anson Roa. Nakita kami. And then sabi niya, Alex, anong ginagawa mo doon? I'm part of the PR group. Huwag na dyan, puro lalaki yan. Why don't you join our group? Anong group? Balikatan sa Kaunlaran. What will I do? Your speech and drama, I'm Mascom, no? Every now and then, we will perform abroad, like Hong Kong, Macau, and everything. Talaga, masaya yan. May bayad? Meron. What do you see in me? Speech and drama ka. Can you sing? Yes. Can you direct? Yes. Can you perform? Yes. Anything. Why? Kailangan ka namin. So, alis ka na doon, dito ka na sa amin. So, for a while, we were abroad. We were the one who came up with 5 decades of Filipino music. From the all this but goodies to the present hit songs, no? So, it's a transition of 5 decades. Marahil magandang gawin nyo rin yun pagka mag-performance kayo. It starts, for example, with the Kundiman. Ang ka-duet ko doon ay si Angelique Lasso. And then every time that we travel sa Hong Kong, sa Macau, hindi na natuloy nga sa abroad, we always have one superstar. Halimbawa, nung first, si Richard Gomez, who doesn't sing well, pero sikat. And then nung sumunod, si Aga Mulak, who doesn't sing well, but played the drums, ay yung charisma nila. But si Boyet De Leon, si Christopher, magaling kumanta. And then I remembered one performance when we were in Macau. We performed there together with Marco Sison. And another one who turned to be a close friend, yung artista na namatay si Isabel Granada. Ayun, nag-meet kami ron. Kaya nga suddenly, when she had to pass away unexpectedly at age 41, wow, nakakalungkot. But we were there to sing, to perform, and to act. Maybe part of my training then, kasi nga hindi ba, AB Speech and Drama ako, my major was theater arts and then broadcasting. Okay, pumunta pa ako sa marketing. Eh di lalo nang naging ganito. Habang tumatanda, marami gustong sabihin din. Anyway,
so, kaya, Alex,
hindi nyo ako nire-remind ha. We have to go. Bye-bye time na. O, sige, kayo na mag-extra. We have 2 minutes to do that. Extra muna kayo.
Okay.
Extra.
BG, ikaw. Don't forget to visit
Yeah, so don't forget to visit our website. It's here right now. It's centerforpopph.com. You'll be able to go through all of our classes there. Just check it out.
And then, Alex, also, thank you so much for having us. And as entrepreneurs, of course, what lesson I want to say also during this COVID is to make sure that you collaborate. We need other people to lighten the burden. And if all entrepreneurs help each other, then we can surely progress as a nation.
Okay, so sa lahat po ng ating mga followers ng Señor Entrepreneur, this is one program that you have to look after every Sunday. Señor Entrepreneur 5 to 6. But if you will look at our program grid, no, Monday to Sunday, remember, all of the programs of Global Pinas TV and back-to-back with Bounce Back Network. Live in living color. You stop and wait. Look and listen. This will be the primary channel of yours in a lifetime. Yan. Ganyan bumanat ang taga-marketing. Hindi mapipigilan. But just to show you that you are in a great channel with great programs. And once again, thank you to our tandem, no? Gwen and BG, Albarracin. It's a pleasure and my honor. Meanwhile, pansamantalang nagpapaalam, babalik po sa isang linggo ang inyong programang Señor Entrepreneur Virtual Palakpak. Virtual Palakpak, yan. Okay na yan. Okay. Eksakto yung punto.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Still on screen. Orsino, we ended on time. Zeno, where are you? Here we are, just on time.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you. And
Thank
more
you very much,
success
too.
to you.
Yes, thank you. Sige, pwede na tayo marami mag-off cam. Okay, thank you. See you.
See you.
Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.